just having the rock. The rock had taken away 2 of your number, currently dead at the time. But thanks to whatever's going hand tattoos, they got resurrected. They managed to steal a few items from the rock nest before getting back down the hill and taking shelter inside the tower. At which point, a new figure and was surprised to see them. An individual you happen to know the name of as Cyrus. Happened, and the red shadow was brought up, and Cyrus managed to escape. You guys settled down to rest, but then there was the dreaded time reset. Every one of you changed race, as if you were being reborn from a reincarnation spell. Except for Nana. Nana utterly... Most of your belongings are on you, except for certain key items. Sunblade and the Amulet of Ravenkind, I believe you had on your possessions. You find yourself in the mist again, and this time you encounter what race are you again, Hermione?
Dragonborn.
That's a Dragonborn friend who had also just come in through the mists. With your new racial identity, and you discovered that once again you were in the village of Barovia only a few days after the death of the Burgomaster, where you remember you had begun your tale in this land. So yes, time reset, which is something that I believe you were warned about by Mordekainen. You agreed to help Ismark and Irina to bury their father, went up to the temple once more, and decided to deal with the vampire in the cellar, Duru. And that is where we left off.
Yes. Had everybody actually decided that, or?
Well, at least come down and
Hermione
see what's going on.
Hermione is no longer interested now that she's seen as a vampire, and therefore I'm not used to her.
Yeah, while
so
those guys were
back up the stairs.
While those guys were mucking around in the basement, Kale is heading back to the Burgermeister's house because we left Irina back there.
Wave, do you do anything to stop him, or do you join him?
Why not? Let's go. Is there anything not to do with?
Everyone else is down in the cellar with the screaming vampire.
Yeah, I guess I'm going in.
All right, so Kale has abandoned the party to run off on his own. Hermione, are you still in the basement, or are you heading back up?
I was heading back up because, as I said, Hermione is not interested.
Right.
Would I have seen Kale wandering at this point?
Roll perception.
He would have gone down, he would have left before they had even started coming up.
Okay, so yeah, you would
they were mucking around down there for a couple minutes. He's like, "Fuck this, I'm leaving."
Okay, so Hermione, you would have noticed that the halfling is no longer there.
Great.
Quick question: what level are we?
7.
7.
How is my HP so low?
You got turned into a human?
No, but I have 37 HP max. That seems like not that much. Might be wrong. Hey, are we fighting this vampire?
I
That's up to you guys. What'd you say?
I definitely am.
All right, then we shall roll initiative.
Right, Hermione's going to go look for when I can. Do you want me to roll initiative to figure out what I'm doing?
Considering the fight will probably take less time than what your character would be doing, unfortunately, no.
Okay.
because each round is 6 seconds. So let's say you sit there, you're thinking about what you're doing for like 30 seconds. After you come up, and like even if there's like noises of battle in the basement, it's like you're probably like still like pondering for 30 seconds if you're not planning on
Well,
going
I
back
was
to help
thinking
them.
about talking to Abbott, seeing if where
Yeah,
the
and that
halfling went.
and that's again something that it wouldn't take
All right.
more. It would take less time than sorry. It would take more time to get over to him than the battle would take, and what happens in the battle will determine what the mood of the priests. So.
Okie dokie. Then I'll just mute and listen to it.
And I have to roll for Sarah. Okay. Oh, I have to roll for Duru now. Duh. Alrighty then. Sarah. Sarah is currently on my side. Sarah's like, oh, we're fighting? Firebolt. Sarah's going to come up here. See between those and launch a firebolt attack out at the vampire. Haha! Direct hit. As Duru screams in pain. Layla.
Alright, I'm gonna Lyra. I'll move 5, 10 here. Can I get a shot on?
Sure.
Okay. I'll take my shots. Damn.
Your longbow string snaps and nearly takes out an eye.
I'll just sigh and end my turn.
Wave.
Is he gonna go forward to here, and he's gonna throw an acid arrow? At the creature. Why do I have a plus? Oh. I dreamt. Oh, yeah. No. I don't have a +4.
Another
Plus 1d4 is 22.
in pain.
I can make a potion as a bonus action, right?
Is that what it says in your stats? Oh, you can
No,
drink a
I'm
potion.
asking if
Sorry.
I-
You can drink a potion. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink a potion of boldness, in which case I will get the d4 for next turn.
All right. So Duru, who is chained to the wall, does have enough slack. He lets out a horrendous scream and goes lunging for you. I don't think that hits,
Nope.
but that one does.
Definitely.
Like Duru tries to grab you and then slashes at you with his other hand. He's like, blood. Lyra.
It's 12. All right. Well, let's see. I can't do that. Actually, I can. I can disengage and move there. Then, as a bonus action, I'm going to put on. Let's see. Path of the Grave on him. I'll post it so you can see it.
Yes, I have no idea what that does.
It's a bonus action because of my other part of this.
Okay. Cursed. Anything else?
Let's see, actually. That's it for now.
Ismark. Let's see. Ismark takes out his heavy crossbow and launches an attack.
Ooh. Now, I guess it's up to your interpretation whether that's actually a double damage because of vulnerability or not.
Okay, so it's now vulnerable instead of resistant. Is what you're
It's
saying.
vulnerable to that particular crossbow shot, nothing
Okay.
else.
Yeah. All right. So that means double damage. At which point that means 18 points instead of a mere 4 points of damage, which is really good. Sarah. Let's see. Sarah moves around here and launches another firebolt at him. Burn, vampire, burn! Layla.
I'm gonna spend a bonus action to cast this real quick.
When?
Pull out the blood spear. Save 10, get here, and then make my 2 attacks.
Blood spear is a magical weapon.
And then just real quick, Colossus Slayer, so 1 extra damage.
Alright. Wave.
Oh, real quick, I'm gonna, like the wind, get the fuck out of there.
Nice. Zephyr Strike. Wave, what do you wish to
Right,
do?
Gonna cast Acid Arrow again because it's the spell that does the most damage. You know what? Let's do Real Sickness instead. No. Acid Splash. I mean Arrow. Yeah, so
Ooh.
that's a... The +3 is added now because I drink the potion.
Anything else you can do?
Not that I need it. No. Drink more potions, but I'm good.
The chains drag more as Dora continues to launch himself at Ollara.
Yeah.
Claw. He takes a grip on your arm and then reaches in and bites at your neck. I think that misses. That means, by the way, you didn't take any damage, but he's currently gripping you, and you can then escape for 13 on your turn.
He may not want to hold on to it. I'm done here.
Yeah, he's basically went forth, grabbed your shirt, and tried to bite, like dragged you to him to bite your neck, but you know I think he came up on your armor. A second, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do, cleric?
All right. I will actually activate Spirit Guardians while he's listening near to me. His next turn, he's going to have to make a Wisdom save. There's a 15-foot circle of radiant unicorns appear around me. Now, do you want me to roll? I don't need to.
It rolls on the turn
Roll the damage.
when it's affected by it, and it's not affected until it starts its turn.
Right.
Alright, so Ismark launches off another crossbow bolt. Misses. Sarah, looking over at Ollaras, says, "You probably wasted a spell. He looks pretty damaged." Fires a firebolt, which sparks in her hands and doesn't do anything. Layla!
Sure, I'll move 5, 10, Would it be considered flanking if Ollaras is grappled?
It's considered flanking, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take my strikes with the blood spear. Damn. And then fuck off again.
Wave.
It's me again. I guess I'm gonna get over here and can I throw another acid arrow? I can. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Come on, acid arrow.
Ooh, that's bad.
And Sarah, as Duru gets, what's the form of your spirit guardians, Alira?
Radiant unicorns.
Yay, radiant unicorns! As the radiant unicorns come, Trump gets impaled on them, and Trump really starts disintegrating. And Sarah goes, "Huh, I was wrong. That was a useful spell after all." His final death cry shakes the area, and he falls quiet. Meanwhile, as Hermione is currently approaching Donovan, Donovan looks up and hears the cry and goes, "Doru! Doru!" and runs past her without paying any attention and goes right down to the basement. He comes in here and he sees the rapidly disintegrating body of his son, and he falls to his knees and screams, "No! Why?"
Because he was a vampire, is why.
Ismark puts away his crossbow and goes over and puts a hand on him.
Yeah. It was the best because he was there.
Roll persuasion. Yeah. Duru seems Duru is just shaking and he's on his knees and he's just crying at this point. Ismark kind of like looks at Donovan and looks at the rest of you and lets out a long sigh. I don't think we're going to be able to get the father's help to bury my father after all, it seems.
I'll do it.
Alright. Hermione, now that the priest has run past you, what do you do? You might be muted. I can't hear anything from you.
All right. Hermione's going to be looking around for Kale because she's muttering, "Where is the little halfling? I cannot let a research subject go away."
And
Kale
is going to stop you from going back to the master's house?
No, I'm long gone. Like I may be still on the map, but I'm long gone.
Yeah.
You guys fucked up and left her alone once before.
Yeah. So you get back there and find Irina kind of like still holding vigil. She has a sword, and when you come calling, she's like, looks like she's ready to use it, even though it's still kind of daytime out.
Use it on me or just in general? And I can't see anything on this map.
In general, I just took you off the map.
Okay. He just would, I guess, if the door isn't probably wide open, so he'd knock.
Yeah.
Or he wouldn't just walk in.
Right. She kind of like comes to the door and stares down at you. In one hand, half behind the door, is clutched her sword, and she kind of like relents a bit and sheathes it. Oh, I saw you earlier. What are the others?
They went to the church and apparently causing trouble, but just wanted to check up on you because having lost both of my parents, I know that you probably shouldn't be alone right now.
Yes. But I did not wish to leave this place like my brother suggests until we have buried our father.
You don't want to go and like say your last goodbyes. I mean, not like you get to bury him again.
She kind of looks at you funny. I said I would not leave until we have buried him.
Well, I mean,
Well-
you don't want to go to the funeral?
I am going to the funeral. I was just. She kind of pauses a moment. I thought you were checking to see if arrangements were being made, or
I was under the impression that we were taking him there to bury him. Like,
did we take the body? That's one of the problems with it. It's been a month, and my cat is now laying on
I
my
thought
nuts.
we took the body.
Okay, so
They did.
let me rephrase that then. So is everything ready for the burial then?
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure. They were mucking around in the basement, and there was a lot of screaming. So, I
Screaming,
wasn't.
that's not good.
Look, he just kind of like looks distraught for a second. Do you have any a kitchen? Do you have tea? Like,
I suppose I'd have tea.
how about I make us some while we wait for them to finish whatever the hell they're doing?
All right then. She kind of
And
shows you to the kitchen after barring the door.
he's gonna sigh up at the regular size stove and end up having to use Mage Hand to do everything. But he I guess he does manage.
Since she doesn't realize that you being this size is not normal for you, she doesn't offer any help.
He's just gonna make do and then just I guess like get it poured and settle down and like he just is basically he just came here to keep an eye on her, like, because the last time we left her alone, shit happened. So he would just kind of make small talk, I guess, at this point. Like, dog. Sorry if you hear her.
That's okay.
Yeah. So small talk wise, he would just ask general questions about. Trying to think. I had things in my head that I was going to ask and didn't write them down, but it's been like a month, so
Yeah.
don't remember what I was going to ask her. I should have written it down. But anyway, yeah, just like I said, keeping an eye on her, maybe asking like he'd be like, I've only been here a week and this place is pretty terrible. How do you survive?
How do I survive? How do I know it? This is home.
Yeah, but it's awful.
She kind of inhales sharply and looks down at you.
I mean, no offense, it's not your fault, but
What is awful to your perspective is still in my home. And she has this little furrow in her brow and a little clenched to her fingers that make as if she is holding back a bit of anger at this point.
I'm trying to remember exactly what he was going to ask her. He's like, well, does he get that like from her? Like, he's pretty not insightful. He's kind of dumb. Oh no, he did okay.
Yeah, he'd probably, with that inside check, he'd probably know that she is very irritated at his comment.
So he just apologized. He's like, look, sorry, I'm poor company. You know, I'm not from here. This place has not been kind to me.
I can't have figured as much as I've never seen one quite of your stature before.
He kind of like looks at his hands and he's like, nah. He just kind of makes this little frustrated sound. He's like, yeah, no, yeah, stature. I guess that's pretty much all. Like I said, he just kind of wanted to keep an eye on her. So, and if the party catches up, they catch up.
You're right. Back to the rest of the party. What do you do now that Ismark is basically helping the priest back up the steps and into his chambers?
I'll follow up.
I'll leave as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to help out with the burial.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So you guys are all outside with the burial. Hermione, what about you?
I'm still looking for Kale.
Well, you've looked around everywhere inside the building, and he's not there. What do you do?
All right, so I leave the building.
You're now by yourself out in Barovia proper. What do you do?
I'm looking at people's ankles to see if there's any bite marks on them. Knowing, in my short time, I've noticed that he seems to have a disproportionate tendency to bite people.
You are getting some odd looks from people as they start passing by on the street. Like, you are a very unusual being.
Do you want me to roll perception or anything to see if
Sure.
I
Go for it.
happen to see? Alright. Perception is shit. Don't ask me to see nothing. Oh, cool!
Alright. You do not see any evidence of bitten ankles. You do see a small girl walking along the street, holding a basket, stares at you, crying.
Hermione blinks. And says in her driest voice, like, "Little girl, do not waste your tears by this." And she's going to move on.
You hear her let out a scream, and the basket drop runs off somewhere. All right. So, Kale, are you a certain amount of time?
No, he's going to wait there until somebody comes, unless she decides that she wants to go. He'll stick with her.
Yeah,
And try not to
Irina's
piss her
content to
off.
stay until her brother comes back and lets her know that it's time.
Yeah.
So, the rest of the party, after a few hours of work, you have finished digging up the grave of the hard earth, and Ismark goes back to fetch his sister, and as it turns out, Kale. Kind of like stares. He's kind of like staring down at you at this point. What are you doing?
Who Irene is staring at me?
No,
like, am I boring her?
Ismark is staring down at you now that he's returned and found you there with his sister.
He's gonna stare back.
What are you doing here?
Keeping your sister company?
Kind of it, and then turns a softer gaze on her. It is time. The grave has been prepared. She nods and gets up and makes sure all of her equipment's in place before exiting, waiting for you to follow her. Testing. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I didn't hear a response. I thought maybe my voice had dropped off. So, do you follow her, or do you?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just trailing her back to the graveyard.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah. Not gonna poke around in their house. That'd be rude.
Hermione, how long do you stay out looking for Kale?
Until I see him.
Roll a perception check.
Oh, fun. With me and my -1.
You see him headed. You see him in the company of Ismark and Irina heading back to the church.
Great, I go to join them.
So Layla. So Irina looks around and goes, "Where is Donovich? Where's Father Donovich?" And Ismark sighs and says, rubbing the back of his head, "He's in no shape to run the funeral, I'm afraid." And he looks over towards Ollara. "But you are a priestess of some kind, yes?
Yes,
Can you perform the rites?"
I can.
He nods. Irina and Ismark go to surround the casket of their father and wait for you to begin.
Following the practice I used to use back in my home church, I will give the burial rites. Bury him.
Kale, question. Is this the first actual body funeral you've been to?
No, he was at his son's funeral, I'm pretty sure. Well, I actually, I don't know if he actually got a body back from that.
Well, didn't he exile or send to the far edges of the
No,
of the kingdom?
his elven son. He had it. He had an
Oh,
elven
that's
son
right.
at
He had
one
an elven
point.
son. I
At
forgot
the
about
re-
that.
So
Sorry,
yeah,
I forgot
no,
about
he
that.
I don't know if he got a body back from that though.
He
So
probably didn't, and he didn't get one back from his parents either. They died in the Blasted Lands. Well, what became the Blasted
yeah.
Lands. At
So
the
yeah,
time,
this is like
it wasn't set that.
the first funeral that isn't just a monument being placed.
Yeah. Yeah. Ismark and Irina bow their heads, and Ollara gives a death death proclamation from her church, which happens to be to the goddess Quer, the goddess of death. It is a solemn and dignified service. Ismark works to cover the coffin and the body once it's lowered down after the service ends.
I'll help him.
All right. And when this work is completed, he looks at all of you and looks to Irina and says, "Will you take her to Vallaki? Make sure she's safe there. And if you don't think it's safe, perhaps the abbey at Saint Macurvia."
Yeah, he's gonna roll his eyes.
You can see some emotions on Lyra's face. She's trying to decide what to say to him. And finally she says, "I really don't know if there's anywhere safe, but we will try."
He nods. "Well, it is definitely not safe here. The Devil's Strahd will keep coming back, looking for her." He thinks for a moment. "You are strangers to these lands.
Yes.
I've heard that it is good if strangers go to Madame Eva to get their fortunes told. Her caravan, I think, is on the way to Vallaki, over by the pools at this time of year. Perhaps you will find her there and get your fortunes read."
Thank you. Do that.
He nods. That's a good one, Hermione.
Yeah, that should be what she does, but she's kind of, for the first time in her life, she's reading the room.
Yeah, that might go bad for my Illyriel would probably not like that.
I know.
All right. Do you do anything else in town, or do you leave right away with your new friend, Irina?
Kill the shopkeeper. We didn't get to do it last time.
All right.
I'll get him in his sleep some night. Don't worry.
For now, we can do it.
You can one-shot him.
What shopkeeper?
This motherfucker overcharged us. I just paid like 10 gold pieces for a thing of rope or some shit.
Ah. Oh, Mayor's always fun.
You could raise that body.
Yes.
You could raise the body and then make him sell us things at a fair price.
What, 100% off?
Yeah, that's fair. Right, yeah, so I don't have anything in here. I don't want to go near the death house. I don't care about the crying bitch. Get out of here. The only thing that, and I don't have any money to buy any cakes, so
I give you the drugged pastries.
I don't even have the money to resummon my familiar. So
Oh, I mean, if you ask for it, I have that pouch
not
of 100
not in
gold
this
pieces.
town. I'm not going to buy
No,
200
you're
gold worth
absolutely
of
right.
incense. So yeah, I guess to Valaki and our fortune.
Now I forget. Did you still have your wagon when you came back through the mist, or was it gone too?
You gave us a wagon, I think. The horse was there
All right.
again.
So yeah, the horse and the
Yeah.
wagon are still there. Good. So yeah, they're still waiting for you where you left them. So that means you guys don't have to walk.
Good.
Hard to get for lack from here. Just follow the road west, and north. There should be signs.
And we kind of have to go off this way, right, to get to
Yeah, to get to the pool.
the side road here.
Mhm. Do you guys remember the descriptions, or do you need me to reread them to you?
We're just gonna drive really fast, ignore everything.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of like
We're
figuring.
speed running.
Yes, you're doing the speed run. All right. All right, you make it all the way up to the pools without any trouble.
Here's where the fun begins.
Quote unquote fun.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to flip to the description of this. Sometimes these things have placement of descriptions. The road gradually disappears in twisted ended muddy paths. Nope, that's all right. The canopy of mists and branches suddenly gives way to black clouds boiling far above. There's a clearing here, next to a river that widens to form a small lake of several 100 feet across. 5 colorful round tents, each 10 feet in diameter, are pitched outside a ring of 4 barrel-top wagons. A much larger of the lake, its sagging form lit from within. Near this tent, 8 unbridled horses drink from the river. The mournful strains of an accordion clash with the singing of several brightly clad figures around a bonfire. A path continues beyond this encampment, meandering north between the river and the forest's edge. What would you guys like to do? Testing.
I'm here.
Okay, sorry. For a second, I thought
Yeah.
everything was muted and I couldn't hear anybody.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep an eye out for weird stuff. I don't want to get attacked by a vulture again. It was bad last time. Need a perception check for that?
Sure.
Wait, there's a vulture?
No, I just don't want to get attacked by a sky demon. You know.
That
Never
happened
know
to-
when they might show up.
That happened in another game.
No, in this game, I got kidnapped. Remember?
Net by gargoyles, I thought.
No, like me and Sarah were being murdered on a
Oh, that's
roof.
a rock.
Oh, the
That
rock.
was
I
the
mean,
rock
yeah,
far south,
it's
then.
a sky thing. Yeah, but like I don't know, they're birds. I don't trust it. Okay.
Okay,
All
so you
birds are
also
evil.
have a bird issue. Got it.
I mean, who doesn't have a bird issue at this point?
Well, not till yet.
Yeah.
Not until way in the future.
Yeah, Nuts only sees two different blue people killed by a bird. Alright, so you're searching for enemies. What are the rest of you guys doing now that you're here in this at this pool?
And just making sure that I'm near Irina as I head in. As she goes in, I'll follow her.
This is the place that my brother spoke of.
Yes. We need to make sure you're safe, though.
And Sarah pipes up with, "Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on her. How about the rest of you? You guys go to Madame Eva's tent."
I look at Sarah and say, like you did last time.
She smiles. "I promise, I'll stay with her."
Or, and hear me out, we all go, and that way no one, gets snatched.
Yeah, that sounds like a better plan. They're not. It'd be better if she comes with us, I believe.
Her brow she'd be strange, but she does not. So her face appears emotionless.
Yeah.
Magic flames cast a reddish glow over the interior of this tent, revealing a low table covered in a black velvet cloth. Glints of light seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table as a hunched figure peers into its depths. As the crone speaks, her voice crackles like dry weeds. "At last, you have arrived." Cackling laughter bursts like mad lightning from her withered lips. "I think we have met before. Kale, Lyra, Layla, Sarah, Wave. But you, my dear," she points at Hermione, "you are new. Hermione, I believe. That is what the mists say of your name. And of course, Irina."
We have met before, yes.
How interesting. Then you know what comes next, yes? And she starts
Yes.
laying down cards. And she looks at each of you in turn. There are 5 cards. One, well, not quite one for each of you, but one for most of you. Who wishes to be responsible for the first card?
Hale's just gonna sit down on the ground because he can't see them. They're too high up. So he's just gonna sit down and like sulk.
I'll
And she
draw the
and she
first
just
card.
she gestures at Kale actually before you can say anything and says, I believe you should be the first one then. Because you are the one that should look for knowledge, the tome.
Hermione kind of perks up at any messages of knowledge, and she's like, And she opens a blank page of her notebook.
And you see...
So I guess he's just gonna try to climb up to get the card.
Alright. So, the first picture of the elementalist. You see a picture of like a fingers. Is hidden in a small the mountain, guarded by amber giants.
I know as a player where that is, I think.
And then she points at Adelira and says, the symbol of Ravenkind should be yours to search for. And she taps the card for you to turn over.
I'll turn it over.
And you see a woman with a fan in her hand, listed as the Tempter.
Hmm.
Tempter, where are you, Tempter card? I wish these cards were in alphabetical order instead of by another system. Then they'd be easier to find in this book. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, the sad thing is I'm not actually finding the Tempter card in here. Like, I'm looking at all the cards that are listed, and that doesn't appear to be one of them. So I'm drawing the next card and putting it on there.
Okay.
And you see the Abjurer. Let's see if that's one that goes in there. Yeah, here we go. So, yeah, you see the Abjurer. And she says, I see a fallen house guarded by a great stone dragon. Look to the highest peak.
We know where that. I think we know where that one is too. Yeah.
No?
They weren't ghosts, they were revenants. Next one is for the sword, and he looks over the group. That is a harder one.
Yeah, we literally have nobody that can use it.
Can the artificers use swords?
They gotta be good.
good at one. Actually.
Are you good or are you neutral? That's a good question. Well, Sarah's listed as chaotic good.
I am chaotic good as well.
All right. So can you wield the sword? Use sword. Your thing.
Depends on the sword. What kind of sword?
Sentient
Is
magic
it-
sword.
You have long
Versatile.
swords. You have long swords, short swords,
I believe it's a
long
long sword.
swords.
It's versatile because you can use one hand or two hand.
I actually don't think we're. Nah, we can't use longsword. I mean, I can use it, but I'm not proficient. If that's what you ask.
Isn't it a simple weapon? Or because it's not a
Longswords are not simple.
No, longsword. You have to have a longsword. Like it's not
Oh,
simple.
that's right. There's specific proficiency for that. So,
Martial weapon, yeah.
what about you, Alira? I hate doubling up on people, but
Well-
Layla's a bow and arrow person.
Technically, I could have done if I was still a dark elf, but I don't think I can now.
uh,
I mean, I could wield it. It's just not gonna be as great because
Uh,
I don't have my proficiency.
Alira, you didn't lose any weapon skill from the change of race in this case. So
Oh, okay, so
so you maintain if it was originally just a racial bonus, you still keep it because you don't lose your thing because you've been did.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think dark elves get the elven weapon familiarity. So
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So we can cross that bridge when we get there. But I guess I guess for now, if that's the case, then that can wield it. Sarah is going to flip over that card then. Like, oh boy. And it is the Transmuter. Yep, I almost won't pass it. And she says, go to a place of dizzying heights where the stone itself is alive.
Okay, no idea what that one is.
I need to determine which enemy of the Devil's Strahd will help you in your endeavor. And she will look at Hermione for this one.
Hermione will kind of tilt her head. It's like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes. And you flip over the card, and you find the mercenary card underneath. Very appropriate.
Hermione will look at it and blink his eyes. A mercenary, oh, okay. And she looks at it like,
Yeah,
do
hold
I
on.
keep it? Do I give...
I'm looking for the card. Actually, I'm thinking that that's not the right. Hold on.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's a bunch of. I don't think mercenary is one of the cards on here. Sorry. I hate that because it's like it doesn't tell you to get rid of the cards in the deck, and so I just kind of put them out like any other tarot reading. Mirrodom. Let's see if Mirrodom is available for this. No. Diviner? No. Sorry, guys. No, this is what happens when I don't look at the cards first and don't write them up. I happen to like doing them on the spot readings. It's more fun, usually. And of course, the answers are on 2 different pages, so I can't just look at one page to find it all. I have to read through them. Finally got one. And she says, Marionette. And you see before you the image of a man with a, that looks like to be actually a puppet hanging over a thing. Hanging over a glass.
Mhm.
And she kind of like thinks for a moment. What is this horror? I see a man made by a man, ageless and alone. It haunts the towers of the castle.
We know what that is too, I think.
Yeah, you do. You
But
found it last time.
we actually have to talk to Strahd to get that one though.
Not necessarily, but that's how you managed to get it the last time.
I mean, do you just walk into Ravenloft without talking to Strahd?
One doesn't simply walk into Ravenloft.
Exactly.
And finally, she looks at Layla and points at you. You should know the location of Strahd.
I'll walk up to grab the card.
And the location is... You see the picture of a ghost. And the ghost has a lantern. It looks like it's over the water. And she looks at you and says, You will confront him.
Okay. His father's tomb. I don't
Yes.
suppose you'll tell me where that is?
In the castle, of course, dear.
Hmm.
She gathers up the cards and starts shuffling them again. It is quite fascinating knowing that I met you once. It feels like a long time ago, a lifetime. And yet, it is as if it's new. You should leave now. Leave me to my rest. What do you
Thank
guys
you,
wish to do?
Madam Eva. I'm gonna fuck off out of her tent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hermione will follow, and she's as you can see her in thoughts like, a man made by a man.
Neil's just gonna mutter something about great that creepy clockwork fucker. Watching
And
us
will
sleep.
look down at you like, you have met this enemy?
It's not an enemy.
Yet then why?
Well, I mean, it didn't try to kill us or do anything to us, so it's an enemy of Strahd, not necessarily an enemy of ours.
Plus, enemy of my enemy is my friend. That is the saying, no?
Not always. I'm not your friend.
No, I am the researcher and you are the subject. And Hermione will give you a very unnerving grin.
He's just gonna scowl at her.
Right. So not to interrupt, but changing the topic. The good news is we know where most of these things are, right?
Think
No.
so. He's gonna go. He's gonna go down the list. Well, as a player, I think the tome is at the Amber Temple, but we weren't actually there, so I can't say that. But the symbol is at Argyn whatever the fuck that place is called.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where the sword is. No idea. Dizzying Heights and Living Stone? No fucking clue.
It's not the tower again, is it?
Maybe. I don't think that's. No, because we had it. We had the tower the last game, and it was not that card. I don't think.
Yeah,
Or
it
was
was
it?
described differently. It was the wizard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think it's that one.
As a player, I don't know how Pickwick's going to help us, or if he's talking about something else. Another
no,
ally.
I
the
honestly don't
ally
know
is
either.
that little clockwork guy. It's not. Yeah.
That is Piddlewick. Piddlewick the second.
Piddlewick, yeah. And then I'm assuming that Strahd's in the basement because that's like, but I don't. We haven't been there, so I don't know that.
That's right. You didn't actually go looking through there when you were visiting
No,
his tower.
we
You
just
went
fucked
to the
out of
room
there.
next
We
to
didn't.
it.
No,
The one
but
with the werewolf, with the prisoner werewolf.
yeah. So I guess the only one that we actually really know is Piddlewick and this symbol. Or we as characters know. Like I said, I think the tome is in the Amber Temple. I think because
Honestly,
there are big Amber Guardians in there that rock your world.
I feel like we could just, I mean, if we're just like completely guessing the Amber Giants, Amber Temple, just make that connection. I mean, versus like, I mean, I guess in player.
Double check.
We also know it's near the mountains, right? We had to buy warm clothes and shit.
Yeah, it was definitely up in the mountains, but I don't know if it would be described as a small castle.
Hmm.
I need to go AFK real quick because Trevor can't find something.
Not sure how Piddlewick will help us, but that's the card that was drawn, so I guess we're gonna find out. Unless we trade him to get Mr. Whiskers back.
No,
Shit,
well, no,
Piccolo's
Mr.
back.
You got Mr. Whiskers for talking to Octavio.
Yeah.
You used Piddlewick the second to get Piccolo.
The monkey. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay, so I guess the question is, what happens next? We're going to Falaki, right? But what are we doing differently this time?
Not taking our eyes off of Irina for one thing. Are we still discussing in out of character or in character?
I think out of character. I don't know. I mean, like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I was talking out of character, but I guess we could do in character too. It's whatever. I would be more careful, I guess, talking about second lives with Arena around, but
I mean, like, Hermione would probably be. I don't know. She'd be down for murder.
So I
But
remember.
out of character, I think she'd be very interested in Victor, wizard and all.
We're not fucking talking to Victor again. The little shit.
I do not remember that Valaki, the church with where the bones were,
Oh,
was
right.
supposedly safe. But I do not remember that. So I don't even know to mention that to you guys. Although we had to get the bones back to, I don't know if they could. I seem to remember the guy at the church saying that the bones were stolen and they kept the church safe. If he told us like the details, but it's like the only Strahd technically can't go player wise.
The issue
He might
is,
still be able to waltz in there because he's Strahd.
Isn't this also the place with the spooky guy with the one arm that had the dolls?
Yeah, but we could put her in the church.
I don't know. Me. I feel like,
Isaac, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he would have no issue going into a church and
Isaac's
I mean,
soulless, isn't he?
I think that's the way we were told, yeah.
Set Hermione on him.
Set Hermione on him.
He's soulless, and she is very interested.
So yeah, I think we should just drag her around with us and have someone keep an eye on her at all times. Like no leaving her in the cart, no,
Yeah.
She's got a sword. She can take care of herself. She's a big girl.
Not really. When he took her by force.
Yeah. She's still a fighter. We don't have to like. If I was gonna take her, he's gonna take her, but she'll hold her own if we have to take her into some place with us.
We should get her like a transport something, that if she gets captured, she has a escape.
Yeah. That's going to cost money.
Or we steal it off the Cyrus guy.
Well, technically, if Morton Canine still is in this world, we might get his help. I don't know.
He wasn't our ally this time, though.
No, but he might still help us. I don't know.
If he did, he wipes his mind every time. He said he only made an exception for that last time, so he might not. He might be a bumbling fool.
Wait,
Maybe.
wasn't it our ally last time? I thought the werewolf that we never found was the ally.
Maybe he wasn't, but we got slipped a note. We didn't get the note this time.
All right. Wait, we should still head down that way, because isn't there that poor girl that's about to be murdered?
Yeah.
We should
Yeah,
probably
Yeah,
stop that,
technically
right?
up that way, but yeah.
We could stop that at least. Yeah.
Stop it this time anyway. Hopefully we won't arrive too late.
Yeah.
There is that. Yeah.
I don't think we have to worry about that. I think it just happens as we get there, event-wise.
I mean, if we could happen too early, we could arrive there too early and have to stake it out.
Damn.
Yeah. Hiding in the trees until he goes out there. Or, I don't know. Or start to go out there.
So what do you guys wish to do?
Well, Hermione doesn't really know what to do. She's just following the party.
Yeah. Well, we do need to. We probably should head to Velaki at least for now.
Yeah, because everything Blacky's kind of central, so.
Yeah, kind of.
Although we're gonna have to deal with the Burgermeister's bullshit.
But he hasn't seen us before, so he doesn't know.
No,
who
but
we are.
if we don't play by his rules, we aren't going to be able to go in and out of there. He got really pissed that we didn't officiate that ceremony.
Yes, we need to.
And I'm not talking you guys out of it because you guys told me I'm not allowed to talk anymore.
Right, but I also don't want to stick around because he was about to have us do the fun killing for entertainment.
Yeah.
So
Again, you could let Hermione do it. She wouldn't mind. She'd kill them and then immediately raise them as dead. And that'd probably scare off half the town.
We know if you raise them as undead, Illyria will turn them back into piles of rubbish.
Hey, let a necromancer have her a thrall.
No. Undead are what's the word am I looking for?
Blight.
Yeah, blight, yeah.
Abomination.
Stain.
Oh, this is a really fun part to have to play my necromancer in.
Yep.
So don't gimp other people's characters because it's what your character would do.
No. No, she is very interested in keeping y'all alive.
FYI, Maeve doesn't care. I think.
No,
She
but if
wants
you're
to play
basically
the
telling
whole-
a character that they can't use their abilities because your character, I don't know, that's limiting.
Yeah, I'm not saying mine can't raise that. I'm just saying that Illyria will put them back down again.
So you're telling her that she can't play her character.
Give us a reason and go
Or we
for
can
the
burn
good
that bridge
reason.
when we get to it. I mean, like, could be on a case by case basis.
I doubt it, but we'll see.
See, I mean, like, not gonna lie. As soon as we were mentioned that we're gonna face Strahd in a tomb, in his father's tomb, Hermione and I really just wanted to turn his father undead and have him rise from his tomb. Will I die for that? Absolutely. Would it be awesome? Absolutely. Or cut me out. If anyone said anything, did anyone hear that last time?
I heard you left and come back. That's all I heard.
I was saying.
Let's go to Valaki and figure out from there what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Because I want to see the full map too again. Because I want to mark on the map where we think stuff is. Although, does Sarah still have the map that Lady Watcher gave us? Was that an item that we were allowed to keep?
Oh, sorry. Yes, she still has it.
Okay, so let's see. Let's see. So there's already a square around Argynvost, or whatever that place is called. I can't remember the name of it.
And the Amber Temple.
Yeah, so that's where two things where we think they are. We know one's in Ravenloft. Well, Strahd is in Ravenloft. Oh yeah, Piddlewick's in Ravenloft.
The last thing would be the Dizzying Heights thing, which again, it's like.
Which it's possible that could be that mountain that Mordenkainen was on. We could go there in the hopes that it is there. Because I can't think of anywhere. I mean, that bridge that we went across is Dizzying Heights, but I don't remember anything about Living Stone, unless the gargoyles that were up there. Was that this bridge, or was that further up?
I didn't see where you're pointing at. Sorry, I didn't have it all the way open.
Yeah, sorry. The bridge. This is the bridge that passed, right?
Yeah, that's where the rock that snagged you.
The rock is, because that was like a long drop. Living Stone, though. Or am I mixing up places? Dizzying Heights and Living Stone is the sword. Oh, I don't have any idea.
Wait, were there gargoyles there?
There was like on the gate. If we tried to climb over it, it looked like there were gargoyles there.
Oh, I mean.
Before the flames.
Okay, I got you.
But like I said, Valaki is central. We could check out the whole Mordenkainen thing and see if he's up there. And if not, then. So yeah, let's strike out for there. All right, Grizz. To Valaki, I guess.
No, yeah.
Hi ho, hi ho. It's off to Valaki
Yeah.
we go.
And no, screw that windmill.
Ooh. It's starting to get dark out here. Wrong die.
Are we gonna try to camp or keep going? Like what? Another couple hours to
What
Valaki still?
Roll perception check. It's like another hour to Valaki. Roll
I
perception
can't
checks.
see anymore.
Yeah, Kale, as you're looking at the side of the cart as it's heading by the windmill, you notice a bundle of clothes bunched up and almost hidden behind a log.
Am I supposed to like look at it?
Free
You
clubs.
you just happen to notice it.
They're
What you
not
do
gonna
with it is
fit
your free will.
me.
True, they won't.
I don't want dirty road clothes. I'm going to ignore them.
Okay.
I mean, there could be good stuff in there, but they're dirty road clothes.
You continue on without a problem. Yeah, it's like finally I rolled the encounter table, and it was just a bundle of clothes. So joy. All right. The old salvage road meanders into a valley watched over by dark, brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods recede, revealing a sudden mountain berg by surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against this wall as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town slumber. The dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates, with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted in the ground and flanking the road outside the gate are a half-dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them. What do you wish to do?
Do you know what this place is, by any chance?
This would be Zarlaki. One of my brothers said I should be going.
Right. But, okay. I'll look into there's others. We probably don't want to draw the sister's attention, so how do we get past the cards?
Well, it's the only way in is through the gate. Why are you
Yeah.
so worried? You're new here.
We know what the Burgermeister's like.
Caleb just be like, I told you we've been here like a week. Really kind to us.
She gives you another strange look. This seems quite unusual. What do you guys
Tiny
do?
looks over to Irina, and she's like, I have been with them for the past day, and they are very more usual than usual noble mortals that I deal with. But she pulls out her book like, but it is good for my research.
All right. So what do we want to do?
Ask for admission to the city? I mean, we have to go in there.
Yes. All right. So who's going to be our spokesman? That's the question.
Kale's just gonna be like, no, the last time I spoke to anyone, I fucked up, so I'm not talking to anyone ever again.
Uh,
He's just gonna be sulk in the back of the wagon.
yeah. Huh.
I don't think we need a spokesperson. We're just passing through.
Yeah, I mean, we're fine for now.
All right. So I'll approach the gates.
The guard looks up, peers over the wall, and looks down towards you. State your business.
Traveling through.
Where are you from? It is almost nighttime.
I give the name of my hometown. It's not going to help you much because I'm not from this world.
Roll a persuasion check.
Really good at those.
They kind of nod, and one of them peeks over. All right. Well, don't cause any troubles, okay? And you hear the doors begin to open.
Okay.
The cart heads in, and you are now in Vallaki.
Yeah. To the end. I don't remember how much the rooms cost now.
And at least these guys don't know you anymore.
True.
One of the positive things about a time reset. People at the Blue Water Inn have no idea who you are. They hate
Not yet, anyway.
you.
Let's not give them a waste time around.
Yes, don't burn down their winery this time.
In fact, we should probably go get the gems, one gem first.
We could probably do that.
Make sure we have Irina with us though while we get the gem this time.
But the gem was in the effigy of Strahd. Hang on. Let's
You know how
continue.
embarrassing it would be? She gets snatched a second time at the same exact location.
Yeah.
So the gem was in the Big Wicker Man, but
Yeah.
let's not burn the Big Wicker Man this time.
No, let's not burn it. Let's send Squeak in there.
Squeak
can all
doesn't exist now.
It's gone.
We can all pony up 2 gold and get Squeak back. So we can send him to get his gem. In and out.
Gray smoke issues from the chimney of this large 2-story wooden building with a stone foundation and a sagging tile roof, upon which sit several ravens. A painted wood sign hangs above the main entrance, depicting a blue waterfall. Damp cloaks hang from pegs in the entrance portfolio. The tavern is packed with tables and chairs. A bar stretches along a wooden wall under a balcony that can be reached by a wooden staircase that hugs the north wall. Another balcony overhangs the entrance to the east. All the windows are fitted with thick shutters and crossbars. Lanterns hang above the bar and resting on the tables bathe with dull orange light and cast shadows upon the walls, most of which are adorned with wolf heads and mounted plaques. I think Sarah goes running in. Where's my arena token? Arena heads in.
How much are the rooms? Okay, so let's do
Let
that.
me look that up. A bed for the night costs 5 silver.
All right. I'll pay for my room and for Irina's. 61 gold.
Layla will share with Sarah.
There are only 2 main rooms, says the proprietor, and a more common room available. Each bed costs 5 silver.
Oh, common room, did you say?
The common room has 4 beds in it. There are also 2 other rooms, each with 2 rooms, with 2 beds each.
All right. Well, I'll buy a bed for myself and for Irina. I say it does not matter where we could. If there's only the common room or 2 rooms, we could stay in the common room, I suppose.
I mean, I'll pay for me and Sarah to stay in a private room.
Hermione won't care and she'll pay 5 silver for a common room.
I'm sleeping in the barn because I'm broke.
Ah. Hmm.
I spent all my money summoning familiars.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if Illyria has a kind heart. Probably not, because she's half orc now.
I mean, if Layla sees that you don't have money, she'll flip you a gold coin. It's not. She has a coin to spare, so.
Said if you want to split, I'll take some. That Hermione knows that you have money.
I mean, I'm not sure she wants to do it here, though.
Yeah,
There's a lot
probably
of-
not here.
Yeah, there's a lot of coin to be carrying in full
Hmm.
view of these people, you know?
Mhm.
But yeah, she'll try to split that again at some point. But yeah, she'll flip a gold piece.
Everyone roll perceptions.
Yeah, I guess I did eventually come inside.
Look, so you guys are all talking, so I kind of figured you're all in there. As you guys are buying rooms and discussing things, Lyra, you happen to notice that the colorfully dressed half-elf gentleman sitting at the bar seems to be watching you surreptitiously and writing down notes in a journal.
Watching me?
Watching you as in your party.
Oh. Can I
He's
look at
observing
him
your
and
party.
say, I look at him and say, what are you writing? So, what about us has piqued your interest, my friend?
He looks up calmly. I am simply trying to decide who you might be and writing up concepts of it, since you also appear to be foreigners to these lands, such as myself.
Yes. I give the name of my hometown again. I say I'm from out of the mists brought me here.
Don't they always? Don't they always? And, closes his book and puts it away in a satchel.
I say, my name is Ollaras, and I hold out a hand.
Octavio, he says, and shakes your hand.
Ah. So where are you originally from, friend?
Who knows?
I don't have
I've-
anything to give you.
I've been traveling with my circus for some time now, and I've been traveling all over.
Yeah.
You can say that the road is my home. Oh, that is cute. I'm sorry, Cal. Pooped by a dog.
Well, until the mist brought me here, I thought my home was in a temple to choir, helping people survive their sorrows of dead, dying, that need to be buried.
Well, you have come to quite the land fort, my friend. There are many dead and dying here.
Yes. And from what I've found, I understand, some of them are the type that choir hates the undead, or more what she hates.
And there are many undead in these lands now, isn't there?
Yes.
How long have you been trapped here? I have not seen you before.
She kind of thinks about that and says, not long. However long it took us to come up from where we picked up Irene. I don't know how long of a trip is that?
Less than a day.
Maybe 5 days.
Yes, that's not very long at all, now is it?
No.
What are the rest of you doing?
We'll go up to the bar and look at the bartender after having purchased her room.
The woman kind of looks back at you and then does a double take. I really have not seen one of your kind before. What are you exactly?
I'm a dragonborn. But that is not the issue. The issue here is, do you happen to have a library in this city?
No. The Burgermaster might have books. And Lady Water might have books, though.
The next question, is there a place of academia in this land that you know of?
She kind of stares at you. Not that I'm aware of, though. I do hear there are many that there might be books in the Amber Temple. I've heard rumors of it. Never been there. Never met anyone who's actually been there. Just the rumors, mind you.
Tiny lets out a deeply frustrated sigh. He's like, thank you. This is not a very good prospects for a learned researcher such as myself. And she sighs like, and how much for some food?
Well, food. Let's see. If you want food, that will cost you 5 silver. We also offer wine for 3 copper a cup of purple grape mash, and for a pint of purple grape mash, or 1 silver for a pint of the much better red dragon crush.
She's going to check her pouch and like, I will pass on the food, but a cup of wine will be very nice indeed. And she'll pass over 3 copper for of the less good wine.
Thank you. And she sets about pouring the wine for you.
Okay. Hermione will be muttering her voice in Draconic about the lack of pub of public education in the lands.
Real quick, is this the place where we found that weird ass bean?
It.
That was
I-
the first town.
I think it was the first
Uh-huh.
town originally.
I got you.
And I don't think you went into the tavern this time.
No.
Okay, just making sure.
I think Kale is probably going to climb up onto a bar stool and ask the bartender what's the quickest, cheapest way to get drunk.
Well, at your size, most likely I just need to give you a pint.
He sighs. He's like, you'd be surprised, and he's going to pay whatever it is. I guess a silver. This Rictavia that I'm sitting next to?
Yes. He kind of like looks down at you.
I kind of want to ask him how his cat's doing. Maybe if he gets drunk enough. Is that a save or a check?
You're trying to figure out how his cat's doing?
No. For he's going to work on the pint of wine. That's
Okay.
probably his.
So, Constitution saving
I
throw,
mean,
please.
that's a yeah. Like I said, he's got a pretty good con score, so not thinking that he's
okay
gonna
so
be
far.
much affected. So yeah, he's just gonna wave the barkeep over and be like, "That didn't work."
What didn't work?
He just like glares at Lyra.
Yeah.
I still know where I am. And he's gonna try to get the barkeep to refill his glass.
Yeah, I would say that you kind of see a slight bit of anger in her face that wouldn't normally be there.
So, what are the rest of you guys doing? Did you just pay for a room and head to bed? Those of you who did, or are you sitting around with the others?
I think Griff is gonna go to bed and maybe work on some recipes in his book to figure out like some new things he might be able to make.
All right. Sarah.
Hermione is still grumbling in Draconic about the lack of opportunity for higher education in these lands.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Octavia.
hit the bed as well.
Yeah,
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Octavia kind of like looks over at you, Hermione, and just kind of nods. Yes, I've noticed that too. It's almost a shame, really.
And normally they are left ignorant fools.
Well,
Nothing more to become of their lives. It is unacceptable. If they want to become anything more than what they are, they need the education. I need the education for my research. The places, the libraries, the gathering of books. And Hermione will just
But-
kind of
well-
grow a little more eminent, waving her hand a bit round.
well, girl, this
Kale
is
sorry, Kale's gonna chime in, but if they were smarter, they'd know how, and he's gonna say it in Draconic. He's gonna say, if they were smarter, they would know how shitty of a place this is. And they'd all kill themselves.
And Rectavia chimes in, also in Draconic. And yes, this is called a domain of dread, girl, for a reason. People here are miserable.
I kind of look at each of you and say, I don't know, but I don't know what the heck you're all saying. But
Like Hermione will kind of put her fist down on the bar. Well, if they want, like you would think that the leader of this land would have some investment in his subjects' future.
Kind of shakes his head and mutters something to himself.
Kale just say, would you educate your cows?
no,
Hermione will let out a curse in Abyssal, and she's like, and she just like throws her hands up and says, "It's like." So they are left to wallow in their own ignorance to become feed. This is not good. This is not acceptable. How can anything happen? I need some research, but yet in this land I am trapped. She looks to Kale like, I have found my hell and it is no public libraries.
He's like, he's gonna just say, I thought I'd found my hell, but now I know, now it's more of a hell. He's just like, how much further can you go? Is it hell all the way down? I suppose so. And he's just gonna like grumble because the barkeep is being slow at refilling his glass. He's gonna make sure he pays for a room at least.
All
I
right.
guess so that he doesn't blow it
5
all.
silver for the room, and then 1 silver for the good wine, and 3 copper for the other wine.
Oh no, he's buying the cheap shit. He doesn't even care at this point. He's that low that he's buying the cheap shit. He's just gonna close his eyes and drink it, like, or maybe press to digitate it to taste a little bit better.
Is there anything else you guys wish to do for this particular evening?
now I'm going to go to sleep. I think that's going to be its own strange thing for me this night first. 'Cause I think the first thing that you tried to do would be, can I go into trance?
Yeah, that's right. The need to sleep is going to be something very foreign and new to you.
Hermione's going to sigh and tuck her stuff away. It's like, well, it is a pleasure to meet another person who knows my ancestors' tongues, but I'm afraid I must return to. Tomorrow I can find some books. That does not involve me having to sell my soul. I only had one.
Huh, there was Squeak there.
Oh, Squeak is dead. There is no Squeak.
Yeah, I know. I just realized that Squeak was hiding under the there's on the GM layer right where Squeak was sitting. That's where there's a big C to indicate the room. You know, so that way the players don't see what the labeling is. And so I didn't see him sitting there.
No, Kale's just gonna drink his way through all that money unless, you know.
You keep saving on your Constitution saving throw, so
Yeah, I mean he's going to. So let's see how long it takes. How much money I blow.
it's the Halfling Constitution.
What does the difficulty go down at any point?
You are shocked to discover that your constitution is nearly dwarf-like. Either that or the stuff. So
Like,
it's mostly water.
So
It turns out
I
that
had 3 silver left. Am I out? Am I out at this point?
Let's see. How many drinks do you have? It looks like.
I mean, he's had 5,
6.
and that might be too many for how much silver he had. If he's buying the cheap shit, I don't remember how much it was.
Copper
Coppers?
each. Yeah.
Arwen.
Yeah, I think they cut
wanna
you off.
see it.
I think they cut you off after 6, though, saying you've had enough to drink.
All right. Well, let's see if the 6 gets me. Probably not.
I think you'd be convinced by this point that what you're drinking is really water with some grape juice added that may or may not be fermented.
Great. He's just gonna look at the bartender and be like, "Your wine is bad, and you should feel bad."
She kind of glares at him, and that's when she cuts him off at this point. Sends you to your room.
Chris, I'm super sorry to do this, but I have a major headache.
Aw, sorry to hear that.
So I think I'm gonna go hit the bed right now.
And I guess this will be a
Is
good
that
place
okay
to
with
stop. Place to stop then.
I mean, you can keep going. It's you're all just chilling in the tavern, so we won't miss much, right? I think. I don't know.
Good. Well, I think we're all about to go to bed and then start the next day.
Yeah, so that makes it if you have to leave, that makes it a great stopping point for this week.
I'm super sorry. It's really
okay.
bad though. I'm gonna go. Bye.
Yeah, we can chat.
Yeah, and I have a screaming kitty who I pick up, I pet, she jumps off my lap, and then she just looks at me and starts screaming again.